today we'll more advanced today. I'll try to do it for this particular week, which is related to our codes. So this is the one I want to show you today. Creating the characters for the entertainment industry. Two. Right. So the first one I will ask you is something. Do you know like what you can do as a professional characters designer, especially in the entertainment industry? If you don't know, then you have to follow me. Okay. We involve a collaborative process and combine the artist I see creatively, okay, and then with the technical expertise. So this is what the professional character designer all about. Okay, then the design process includes the aligning of the team on the character's identity and purpose, considering the way the characters fits within the game universe. Also ensuring the character's design is both aesthetically pleasing and also functionally integrated into the game's mechanic. So you as a designer, you need to understand the overall game mechanic at the same time. This is what I mean by this particular science. Okay, then after that, we also try to go into the approach of ensure that the characters are not only visually appealing and also like emotionally hands-on and also like immersive within the game experience. And then we will try to go to this. We try to look into this particular thing. Right? Yeah, so you need to understand. You can get it from this particular site and you can read through more details about the slide I share with you today. So video game character design do and also don't. Right? Strong character design goes beyond the visual. It affects the gameplay, okay, animation, and also player connection. And then if you are unsure that your character concept holds on in production, you have to review it early. Right? I know the importance of creating the memorable characters. The reason behind the importance of creating fun, engaging, also memorable video, game characters are mainly psychological. Game character design decide whether on how the characters create strong connection with the players and also keep them engaged. Well-designed characters can evoke, for example, empathy, motivate the players, also contribute significantly to the storytelling. So this is how you try to use a better to do so. Then they've got two parts, psychological identification, also the protection. Okay? For the first one, the players connect with the characters and also they can identify with this personal connection. Also keep them engaged with the game for a long time. Okay? You also want to encourage the player to keep on playing the games, playing the games. So this is while you try to use make them feel connected with the characters. Players also imagine their own feeling, also experiences as in game. Well, those of the game character, this creates a also deeper emotional connection, also make the game more engaging and meaningful. So this is how you try to let players imagine by themselves. Right. So you need to understand that mostly for all those people, they want to have a good design, they need to understand these two parts. And also you have to go to the conversation. Okay. Players may see game characters as aspirational figures compensating for the qualities and the desire in themselves. Okay? This drives a stronger emotional attachment. Okay? And then, yeah, then you also have to have this empathy, sense of agency, and also the maps. So the characters that evoke strong emotional responses, such as sympathy or imagination, become more memorable to players. And giving the players control over the character development and a strong arcs makes them feel more involved, also responsible for the character's fate. Utilizing well-known character archetypes like the hero or mentor helps the players quickly relate to the understand and also like the character, making them more impactful and memorable. And then you have to understand about the character design. At first, now the game character design is a fundamental step at the same art. Creation that involves creating and also like developing characters throughout the game. So that's how we try to give a brief about that. The scope of the game character design. First one is crucial to note that it's not just the visual appearance, but also the character's personality, backstory, and also the role within the game's narrative that shapes its success. Okay, so then you need to understand these few parts, okay? Visual aesthetics, personality traits, defining a character's behavior, motivation, and emotional range. And after that, then you talk about the backstory, right? And then also the functionality. Okay, for the first one, the visual aesthetics, the character's appearance, clothing, also like colors and physical files. So you need to be very sure that you know what you need to put on your characters. Yeah. And also the defining the character's behavior, motivation, and emotional range. Crafting a history that informs the character's actions and relationships within the game world. Ensuring the character's design aligns with the gameplay and mechanics and also enhance the player interaction. And then the difference between 2D and 3D character design. Okay? You can broadly categorize the character design into two dimensions, 2D and 3D. Okay? 2D video game character design involves activating the characters in two dimensions, often using illustrations or sprites. Okay? This style is prevalent in performance and also mobile games and also like indie titles. Right? Additionally, they use a simple animation techniques such as like frame by frame drawing or skeletal animations. The artistic style of the 2D characters and more stylized. And so overall, the focus on creating the expressive characters with the limited resources. This is how you try to use it if you want to consider to use the 2D. So this is how you like 2D Mario, so 3D Mario. Okay. Then on the other hand, for the 3D, another design focuses on the depth of realism. The characters more in the three dimensions, allowing for more realistic representations. This approach is dominant in AAA games and also experiences. Moreover, 3D characters use advanced visual techniques, enabling the fluid movement for the intricate expressions that enhance realism. The design also considers how characters interact with their surrounding in a three-dimensional space, adding layers of complexity and also to design the gameplay. Now, for choosing a game design studio, it is very important for you to understand that for character design, it's better to make sure they offer 2D or 3D design expertise and based on your games. But so you need to study about the game studio maker, but sometimes you need to make sure you know what they want, what they can provide you. The role of character design in gameplay. Game character design features the two crucial aspects of the game, like the gameplay, mechanism, also narrative depth. Mechanic and also the storytelling, you must understand about that before you can give a very good design. But characters often embody specific abilities or traits that directly influence the gameplay mechanics. For example, a nimble character may excel in platforming section. Okay, so you must understand that. While a strong character might be better suited for combat scenarios, right? So in between the combat and also the performing section, we need to understand how you try to do it. Nimble characters. And also the thoughtful design ensures that you present these attributes visually, making it easier for players to understand the roles at the grinds. And then after that, we have to move here or there. We have to move to this. Okay. A well-developed character can evoke emotions, track progression, and create memorable moments within the game. Okay. The players form connections with characters based on the designs and relatable features or compelling backstories that can foster empathy and also investment in the narrative. And then start with an archetype. Okay, so what you have to do is starting with the archetype that which is essential in game character design. Because archetypes are universal and recognizable character types such as heroes, mentors, and also villains. They provide a strong foundation and help players quickly understand and also connect with the character. Using familiar archetypes ensures that characters are relatable and so engaging from the outset, right? And then this step simplifies the design process, also creates a solid base for further character development, allowing designers to build unique and also memorable characters that resonate with the players. Right? And then how to choose the perfect archetype. And to build an archetype, identify the core traits and also the motivation that define the character type. For example, a hero archetype might be brave, selfless, also driven by a quest. Here are some popular archetypes for specific character types that gamers identify. Right? For example, hero, handling the Legend of Zelda, as well as Sage, Gandalf, the Lord of the Rings, and villain Venom, the Legend of Zelda, also Outlaw Robin Hood, right? Also the Explorer, Lara Croft. So these some of the very successful the kind of that if you can try to study it. Build a strong back story, right? So once you have an archetype, then the next step is your character, your game characters, you design to build a strong backstory inside your narrative structure. And start from the mind map that I showed you last time. Okay? Mind map, the ideation, then the synopsis, then you got script with notation for a storyboard. And from there, you try to come up with a good narrative structure. So what is the backstory? Aligning with the archetype. Like for instance, if you choose the hero archetype, consider the journey, challenges, faces, and also like drive them into the heroically action. This backstory provides depth and also context, explaining their motivation, fear, desires, and decisions. Then getting to consider when you want to create a backstory, history, motivation, relationship, challenges, and growth. Okay. The first one, define the character's past, including significant event. You know that I've asked you to come with the profiling. So this is how we try to help you. Okay. And also identify what drives the character and your goal. Yeah. You need to set a goal for the character, especially your main characters. And not that only your supporting characters and so on. Yeah. I consider when you're connecting with other characters, how you try to put the relationship between all those characters have been created by you. You do based on the backstory. That challenges. That also there are other challenges. You know what your characters try to do in the whole storyline. They outline the personal struggles or conflicts they have faced. Growth, right? Show how their past has shaped their current personality. Okay? Keep in mind that consistency, relevance to the game's plot, and also the emotional depth is crucial in game character design. Okay, and then decide attributes based on the archetype. Okay. This step is where your character truly comes to life. Okay. Unique attributes are the personality traits and also like the physical characteristics or special abilities that set your character apart. Some attributes you must choose include your gaming characters, facial features, physical appearance, weaponry, strengths, and also weaknesses. For example, a lover archetype might prioritize um, relationships and also emotional connection, build could struggle with jealousy and or idealism. Okay, a complex and also conflicted outlaw with a strong moral code and a deep love for nature. Assigning your characters unique attributes makes them memorable even long after the player has finished playing the game. But they add the layers to your character's personality, making them more interesting. Tips to create a game characters with the unique attribute. For example, you need to align with the archetype and also backstory, and also define the key personality traits. Also include the distinct features and provide customization option. The first one, ensure attributes complement the character's core identity and maintain the consistency by using that design. The character's established archetype and also backstory is crucial. A well-rounded character is a harmonious blend of these elements. Remember this. Define the trait that influence the character's behavior and decisions. Okay? For example, a brave character who volunteers to lead the charge in the battle speaks with the confidence and conviction. Is quick to help those in need. The remains calm and also focus in the middle of chaos. Okay? Include the distinct features. Incorporate unique physical traits, example such as scars, tattoos, hairstyles, or accessories that set the character apart. Then the last one is a player customization, allows the players to personalize certain aspect of a game character while maintaining its fundamental traits, also characteristics. For example, appearance, equipment, clothing, and cosmetic features can be customizable. And also visualize the character. It's always a good practice to create visuals of your characters, such as sketches, Wikipedia, looks and personality. You can even use reference images to guide the character design process for games. Visual representation is crucial in bringing your characters to life and also ensuring consistency in their appearance throughout the game. The tip for accurate visualization. So let's start with the initial design. Initial sketches that capture the silhouette of the unique features, like what I always tell you, you need to have the silhouette of the shadow for your characters before they can see the whole shapes and before they develop the entire characters. Draw the characters from various angles to comprehensively understand their appearance. Illustrate a range of facial expressions and also the poses to convey the character's personality and also emotions in different situations. Use real-life references of people, holding objects, or other fictional characters to inspire your character design. Okay, document all the information about in the detailed game character design report. So, for example, like this, right? And align the gameplay mechanics with the archetypes. Now it's time to consider how your characters will function within the game. Think about the combat style and defensive mechanism. If your game uses 3D models, create a 3D version of your character. Like video game character modeling for 3D games helps realistically visualize how the character will look and move in the game environment. And then the key consideration, yeah. Okay, the key consideration to match movement and also dynamic combat style. Like first one is your character a heavy or tank or a light agile scout. Ensure their movement aligns with their physical appearance and role. For example, a bulky warrior who might move slower but can take also deal more damage. Also consider how the character's personality influences their movement. For instance, a graceful dancer might have good and elegant motions. Right? Then the combat style. When we talk about the character's next style, should reflect their background and role in the story. Also determine how they defend themselves. Each defensive style should complement their offensive abilities. Right? Defensive and offensive. And also like with others, creating interesting synergies or rivalries and also enhancing team dynamics. With more in the next step, and you want to step two more. The abilities and power up and also interaction with the other characters. When designing special abilities and also power up for your character, decide whether they possess inherent superpowers or can acquire abilities throughout the power up. And also like these abilities should complement the character's unique traits and also like enhance their gameplay experience. Right? Additionally, plan how this power up or in-game progress transform the character's abilities. For example, when a warrior gains a temporary strength boost, it makes them more powerful, adding that to their game character development. But interaction with other characters. When designing character interaction, ensure balance by giving powerful characters disadvantages like slower speed or limited range to maintain fair gameplay in multiplayer or team-based games. Consider how your character's abilities complement or contrast. Okay, next one. The importance of exciting game characters cannot be overstated. They are the heart and also the soul of any game, driving the narrative and enhancing the player immersion. Effective game character design combines many aspects, carefully considering each helps create an elevated gaming experience. But a well-designed character not only captivates but also create lasting memories, making your game truly unforgettable. Remember to choose a video game development company that treats all the boxes of the character design essential. So I think this is the last slide I will give you. And then you must always keep in mind how you want to design your characters. Yeah, this one is for the industry. So you need to understand about the industry, the company that you are potentially you want to join. Then you need to know like what they can provide you. So this is what I'll try to share with you for today. Thank you. Stop. So there, continue your work. Yeah.